When world leaders gather in Turkey for the July 2026 NATO summit, the headlines will likely focus on troop deployments and traditional military strategy. The most critical announcements, however, involve factories and manufacturing capacity. The alliance expects to sign tens of billions of dollars in new contracts, designed to expand the industrial base of its member nations. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has signaled a pivot in Washington, describing the current era as a defense industrial revolution. Today, measuring a nation's defense readiness requires auditing the factory floor as closely as the battlefield. For decades, security was judged almost entirely by what percentage of GDP went into the military budget. Today, that conversation has shifted. Policymakers demand proof of physical production capability. The new core competency is industrial resilience. If supply chains break, militaries stop functioning. Knowing how many tanks a country has in a warehouse tells you very little. Analyzing the speed and reliability of their domestic supply chains tells you exactly how much power they hold on the global stage. The conflict in Ukraine served as a brutal testing ground that exposed glaring flaws in traditional defense planning. Possessing highly sophisticated technology proved useless the moment a nation lacked the capacity to sustain it. Equipment gets damaged, ammunition runs out, and replacement systems are required constantly. A pre-built inventory can only delay defeat. Survival requires continuous, sustained production speed. A country's geopolitical influence is now directly tied to its ability to scale industrial output rapidly the moment a crisis begins. Because of this, governments are actively acquiring national strategic assets. They are securing semiconductor production and artificial intelligence capabilities with the exact same urgency they used to reserve for buying jets. Fields like aerospace engineering, advanced logistics infrastructure, and cybersecurity have officially been absorbed into the defense portfolio. Military spending is acting as a massive government-funded domestic industrial development strategy. Policymakers have changed their investment criteria. Before awarding a defense contract, they are evaluating exactly how that money will create skilled domestic jobs and accelerate technological innovation at home. The civilian companies capable of producing these advanced technologies have become foundational components of a nation's competitive edge, serving as strategic assets rather than simple vendors. The return on investment for national security spending is now measured directly by the strength of a country's domestic economic health and manufacturing capability. This industrial revolution opens highly lucrative doors for emerging markets, even if they don't manufacture major weapon systems themselves. South Africa is a prime example of an economy uniquely positioned to capitalize on this exact shift. The country holds established aerospace capabilities, advanced manufacturing expertise, and an abundance of critical minerals required by these new technologies. Capturing this growth requires shifting away from the export of raw materials. Success depends on converting those resources into advanced electronic components within domestic borders, capturing a larger share of the manufacturing value chain. To secure a place in this new economy, they need to align their domestic industrial policies directly with international defense demands. For investors watching global markets, temporary geopolitical headlines are a distraction. The real growth story lies entirely in long-term industrial execution and capacity expansion. The companies that will lead the next market cycle are the ones solving supply chain bottlenecks, automating their production lines, and delivering sustainable engineering excellence. National security policy and economic policy have merged into one. In the 21st century, industrial resilience is the ultimate measure of global power.